Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got back from a birthday adventure in Costa Rica on Saturday, and yesterday was my first day teaching again. And it's always like a transition. And especially from being in, like the spaciousness and the pace of Costa Rica and then returning to like the urban jungle of Seattle. It's kind of a little bit of like a nervous system adjustment. Um, Something that I feel like I really resonated with while I was in Costa Rica was the spaciousness, the pace, and how when we have the room to slow down, it allows things to rise to the surface and break through when we're in the busyness of our day to day, the distractions themselves can kind of keep um, those dialogues at bay. And I was thinking about this morning. I woke up early because Costa Rica is 2 hours ahead, and so I was up early. And I was thinking about how so much of our greatest growth happens not when we're like the most productive and in that big push, um, but when we allow ourselves the space to get quiet, the space to um, really look at honestly what arises within us and to allow ourselves to come in contact with that truth, that honesty. And I think so much of us think we need to push to grow, but oftentimes the growth comes in like the undoing instead of the doing, um, in the being in that place of reflection and introspection that we don't always make space for. So, our practice this morning, we're going to take our time, um, be less about like the posture and less about the effort and more about letting go into what is being requested from the body. Yeah. So give yourself the space to take exactly what you need this morning. We'll start in seated meditation, unless you want to start somewhere else, maybe on the back body or child's pose or belly down shavasana, but whatever feels true for you today. And then go ahead and take a moment to settle in. Allow your eyes to close. Continue to adjust a little bit as needed. And then maybe drawing your shoulders up, back, and down if you're in a seat, finding length through your spine, whatever shape you've chosen. Go ahead and begin with a really full and expansive inhale through your nose. And when you're ready, an open mouth exhale, let that breath go. Allowing ourselves this morning to focus on the release and the letting go, to create space for what's truly needed from our bodies and our hearts. Begin just with focusing on the breath, noticing the quality of our breath, the sensation of our breath. And as you gradually deepen every inhale, and gradually lengthen each exhale. See if you can give yourself complete permission to arrive into this moment and to your practice today. And as we give ourselves permission to be in the spaciousness of our practice this morning, we also open ourselves up to whatever our practice chooses to reveal to us today. We allow ourselves to come face to face with whatever part of us is craving to be heard. We allow ourselves to come into contact with the healing that's necessary. And as we continue to breathe into the spaciousness of this present moment, we trust in this practice to support us through our journey, and not just the time on our yoga mat, these 60 minutes, but to continue to support us as we step off of our mats and into the rest of the day, carrying with us whatever we've learned from our practice here. In these last couple moments, as you continue just to focus on breath, be leaning back in your awareness to notice any thoughts that try to step forward and through. Be noticing if the mind is still trying to be productive in this time. And just gently encouraging the mind to let go of that need to be productive. Maybe taking note if that need to be productive is tied to our desire to be worthy and valued. As we continue to tune in, to notice, to explore the thoughts, the feelings, the breath, and sensation. If it feels true for you, maybe bring one or both hands to your heart. Again, giving ourselves permission to slow down, create space, and in that space to notice what's truly there. It's truly asking to be heard, acknowledged, and explored. We'll take one more round of cleansing breath with that intention. Yeah, so as you're ready, go ahead and take that really full inhale in through your nose. Maybe take an extra sip at the top. And as you're ready, open mouth, exhale, release. And just take as much time as you need to eventually find your way into a child's pose. So knees can be about hips distance, or they can be as wide as your yoga mat, whatever feels most comfortable to start your practice. As you send your arms out in front of you, think about pushing your mat forward and away from you. So as you try to lengthen your yoga mat and press your mat forward and away, stretch your sitting bones back and down to your heels. And then breathe into your side bodies, creating more space along your spine. And take 2 more cycles of breath as you continue to push forward and away, and reach your hips back and down. On your next inhale, as you start to shift forward, let your knees slide wide if they're not already there. As you shift forward, you're going to pass through your tabletop and allow your hips to melt forward. Bring your heels up towards your seat, finding this baby seal position. Hug your heels in, press the earth away strong through your hands. Open your collarbones wide across your chest. Maybe tilt your chin to the sky. Big breath in. And as you exhale, round it back through your cat spine into your child's pose, hips to heels. We'll take that twice more. So as you inhale, shifting forward through your tabletop into your baby seal. Maybe engagement through your seat to help open the fronts of your hips, and then an exhale back into child's pose. And last time here, inhale forward, and that big openness to the front line of your body. And let your exhale carry you back into Balasana, child's pose. From here, slowly start to shift forward into your traditional tabletop. Step your knees underneath your hips. Inhale to your cow pose, lift your heart, lift your tailbone. And exhale to your cat pose, round through your spine. And twice more like that. We'll inhale to cow, heart and tailbone scoop up. And then as you exhale to your cat pose, think about kicking your shin bones down into the earth. Really push through your hands, shoulder blades spread. One more time here, big breath in, finding the length along the front line of your body. And then on your breath out, pressing around into your cat pose, creating space along the back of your body. As you return to neutral, use your inhale to stretch your right hand at the sky, twist open to the right side of the room. And on your breath out, thread your needle, dive your right arm underneath your body. Bring your right shoulder, the right side of your head to the earth. With your right palm flipped open to the ceiling, wag your tail a little bit from side to side. Just searching for that sweet spot where your hips are stacked over your knees. And then you can use your left hand to push the earth away, twisting your heart deeper here. A couple other options are to reach your left hand forward towards the front of your yoga mat, or to find a half bind. Maybe left hand goes behind your low back, searching for your right hip crease. Whatever version you're in, let your shoulder blades draw away from your ears. Take one cycle of breath. And start to return your left hand to frame your face if it traveled elsewhere. As you press down with your left hand, slowly start to come towards tabletop. Reach your right hand forward out in front of you. In this one arm tabletop pose. Engage through your belly, send your left leg up and back into your spinal balance. Now don't worry about the height of your left leg. Think about drawing your core nice and strong so your left glute needs to light up in order to lift your left leg. Think about reaching away in each direction. So right fingertips reach actively forward, left foot reaches actively back. And find a slight hug to the midline as well. And take one more inhale, press down with your left hand and your right shin bone. Then as you exhale, elbow and knee come towards each other. Try not to shift backwards in space. Try to keep your left shoulder stacked over your left wrist. Slowly start to inhale, reach out long again. And then twice more, we'll exhale, elbow towards knee. Big navel to spine, push the earth away. One more time, inhale, reach and lengthen. And exhale to contract. And inhale, reach it long. As you exhale, release back, tabletop pose. Resetting, inhale to your cow, heart and tailbone, open up to the ceiling. And as your exhale moves through cat pose, press and curl. Find your way back to neutral. And start to twist open to the left. Left hand reaches high to the sky. Use your core to help with that rotation. And then dive underneath for your thread the needle. And give yourself a moment to check in with your hips. Decide where you want your right arm in space. And start to offer your breath into that space between your shoulder blades. And take 1 to 2 more rounds of Ujjayi breath. Really intentional inhale through your nose. That's like constriction at the back of your throat. An intentional exhale through your nose. The right hand returns to frame your face. Go ahead and push the earth away. Engage through your belly and send your left hand forward. If your right hand's not where you want it to be, you can always bring your left hand back down, readjust, that's fine. Once your left hand is reaching forward, you feel steady and stable. Send your right leg up and back. And think about engaging through your belly. It's almost as if you're feeling like a tuck through your pelvis. Hug your left hip to step right over your left knee. As you lengthen long from left fingertips to right toes, also extend the crown of your head energetically forward. And take one more generous inhale. And exhale, curling in left elbow towards your right thigh. Again, think about rounding up to the sky instead of leaning backwards. We inhale, reach it forward. Try small, use your exhale to contract. One more time, slow inhale, reach. Belly button to spine as you exhale, curl in. And inhale to extend. And exhale, tabletop. This time, breathe into your cow shape, lift your heart, lift your tailbone. And leading with your tailbone, exhale to your downward facing dog. Start to tuck your toes and send your hips up and back. And giving yourself the space just to be and breathe here. Maybe reach one heel to the earth and pause there for an entire breath. You might reach your other heel towards the earth and pause there for an entire breath. As you're ready, you'll start to make your way to a forward fold at the top of your yoga mat, Uttanasana. My feet can be about hips distance, or you can bring your feet to center to touch. Maybe doing the opposite of what you typically do or habitually do. As your head gets heavy, think tailbone to the sky. Just take one slow breath here. On your next breath in, start to find your halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Keep leaning slightly forward as you lengthen out from crown to tailbone. And exhale, forward fold release. With your breath in your core, inhale to rise all the way to stand, Urdhva Hastasana, hands reach up high. On your out breath, gather your hands to your heart center and close your eyes. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And open mouth, exhale, let it go. Inhale, hands reach up tall, Urdhva Hastasana. Follow your exhale to forward fold, dive back down to the earth. Halfway lift, deep breath in. Into your high plank pose on your exhale out. Give yourself a moment just to be here in the effort of your plank. And then trying to find ways that you can add in ease. So if you light up through your thighs and your core and you push the earth away, can you soften the muscles to your face? Can you lengthen out your breath again? Let your shoulders draw away from your ears. Then on your next inhale, you'll find your way forward to your tippy toes. Knees up or down, exhale, slow motion all the way down to your belly. Think about your elbows and the crown of your head reaching in opposite directions. It's going to help engage your upper back. Once you're ready, untuck your toes. Use the strength of your thighs to anchor down to the tops of your feet. And inhale, low cobra. And as you exhale, release your upper body. The thighs are strong to press the tops of your feet into the earth. Inhale, low cobra. And exhale, let it go. One more time here, strong thighs. Inhale to your low cobra. Keep pressing down to the tops of your feet. And exhale to release. With your next breath in, moving towards upward facing dog, feel free to go to cobra instead. Open through your heart. Thighs are floating, legs are still strong. Exhale to your downward facing dog, hips go up and back. A nice big breath in. And open mouth, exhale, release. And inhale to reach your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. As you exhale, bring your knee towards your nose, step your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. Left knee is going to lower all the way down to the ground. Asana, lift up through your heart and hands, just one big breath in. On your exhale, your hands slowly come back to the earth. Lift your back knee and lengthen both of your legs for your hamstring stretch. Now spending a little extra time here, plug your right thigh bone back and into your pelvis. Lay your left hip hug slightly forward. As you lengthen out through your spine, think cow spine, harden tailbone to the sky. Find an inhale. As you exhale, allow your chest to drop towards your right thigh. Twice more like that, think halfway lift through your torso, big breath in. And exhale, fold belly towards right thigh. One more time, inhale towards that halfway lift. And exhale to fold forward. Start to bend into your right knee, getting really strong with your legs. Feel the length of your heart stretch forward, so again, it's kind of like a halfway lift energy. So you let your core, reach your right hand out in front of you. Kind of similar to what we were doing in our standing balance, or rather, spinal balance. And as you reach your right hand forward, light up through your belly. Pressing down with your right foot, maybe left hand reaches forward as well. Imagine you're holding a yoga block between your palms. Think about lifting your thumbs to the sky. Your belly is off of your right thigh. Just take one more big breath in. On exhale, hands return down to the earth. And step forward into your chair pose. Left foot's gonna join your right. Send your pelvis back and down first, and then lift through your heart and hands. Think about turning your palms either into center or up to the sky, so you're externally rotating your upper arm bones. Continue to stretch your sitting bones back and down. Take a big breath in. And exhale, forward fold, release. And a halfway lift as you inhale. Then a high plank as you exhale. Your high plank, breathe in to shift forward. Knees up or down, exhale all the way to the earth. And elbows hug in and back as you lower to your belly. Untucking your toes, take your hands wide for your gecko pose. Bring your elbows to stack over your wrists, fingertips are on the ground, shoulders out of ears. With your next breath in, start to lift up into your gecko. And on your exhale, release. We'll take this twice more, again, strong with your legs, press down to the tops of your feet. Inhale, gecko. And exhale to lower. Last round, strong legs, navel to spine. Inhale, gecko. And we exhale to lower. Okay, set up for your upward facing dog, hands beside your rib cage. Press down, breathe into your up dog. And when you're ready, exhale, downward facing dog. Deep inhale, sends your left leg high to the sky. With your exhale, slowly bring your knee towards your nose, push the earth away and step your left foot forward. Release your right knee to the earth. Breathing in, Asana, lift your heart and hands. Your exhale, hands return to your yoga mat. Lift your back knee and lengthen both of your legs. Strong with your legs. Find that halfway lift sensation through your torso. Keep hugging your right hip forward and space left hip back. And exhale, fold heart towards thigh. With your breath, inhale, lift up halfway. And use your exhale, fold forward. And one more time here, inhale towards a halfway lift. This movement might be really, really little. That's okay. And exhale, fold forward. This time as you find that halfway lift through your spine, bend into your left knee. Get really active through your legs and your core. And then reach your left hand forward. Imagine you could feel your left thigh bone lengthening. So think about your left knee reaching energetically forward as your left sitting bone is reaching energetically back. When you're ready to send your right hand forward as well, if you want to, right hand reaches forward. Really pull your right hip forward, left hip back. Belly is off your thigh. Active to the back of your body. Take one more big breath in. And then as you exhale, hands are going to return to your yoga mat. Step forward to chair pose, Utkatasana. So as you find yourself in chair, hands are going to come to heart center. Go big breath in, stretching from crown to tailbone. On your exhale, twist to the right, hook your left elbow towards the outside of your right thigh. Look down to make sure your left knee is not sneaking forwards. Your knees in alignment, start to lengthen from your crown to tailbone again, and then use that length to rotate your heart towards your thumbs. Think about sliding your right shoulder back in space to step over your left. Take 2 more cycles of breath. Your next inhale, reach through center Utkatasana. And exhale, twist to the second side, right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Really light up through your belly to support through your spine. Good, and use that leverage of elbow and thigh to help rotate you around. Maybe look down and check in with your knees again. Then find 2 Ujjayi breaths. After your second breath, one more inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. And exhale, forward fold release. Big breath in to lengthen halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, find that slight lean forwards. On your out breath, high plank, step back. We'll breathe in to shift to our tabitos. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway or all the way this time. Let your inhale open your heart up, dog or cobra. And then as you exhale, downward facing dog, hips go to the sky. You're resetting with a breath, deep inhale. And open mouth, exhale. Good. Imagine you're squeezing a yoga block between your upper arm bones. As you hug to center, lengthen through your armpits. Inhale your right leg to the ceiling. Your exhale, bend your knee and open through your hip. Really squeeze through your right glute to lift your right knee nice and high. Big breath in. Exhale, right knee towards your left tricep, twist. Feel your heart reaching forward. Take a breath in. And stay as you breathe out. Fallen triangle or modified side plank. So right leg's gonna thread through, or right knee lowers to your yoga mat. Start to open up to the left side of the room. As your left heel rotates down to the earth, so the entire sole of your left foot is planted, reach overhead with your left fingertips. Then try to lengthen your heart forward and rotate your sternum towards the sky. Big breath in. Exhale towards your 3-legged dog. Your breath out is gonna land your left hand. Use your inhale to reach your right leg to the ceiling. And exhale, right foot travels to the top of your yoga mat. And then set up your feet for your warrior 2. Once you have your feet, your foundation, slowly press through your feet and rise up, Virabhadrasana 2. So you reestablish your breath connection. So ujjayi inhales and ujjayi exhales. Stay nice and committed to the lunge to your right side. And inhale to reverse your warrior. Sweep your right hand up and back. As you exhale, side angle pose, lengthen forward and down. Breathe into your extended side angle, reach your left hand overhead. And your exhale, pause here. Send your hips slightly towards the wall that you're facing, so towards the left side of your yoga mat. As you bring your hips slightly underneath, you allow your heart to lean back. Continue that rotation of your left ribs back, right ribs forward, so you're rotating your heart towards the ceiling. And then take your time from here. We're going to reverse our triangle, push the earth away, big breath in, reach up and back. Good. On exhale, moving to Trikonasana pose, a little micro bend through your right knee so you can really hug muscle to bone. Before you go down, think about reaching as far forward as you can first. So see how long you can get through both of your side bodies, and then tip into your triangle pose. Thinking less about trying to reach the earth and more about the length of your spine, big breath here. We're gonna move to a high crescent lunge from here. So you're gonna start to bend into your right knee, using your strong core, spin onto your left toes to square your hips forward to the front of the room. Full inhale as you rise and reach up. On your exhale, airplane your arms beside you. With your breath in, reaching crescent, staying hinged at the diagonal, reach your hands up and overhead with your inhale. And then hands to the earth as you exhale. Strong through your core, step your left foot forward, chair pose. Offer a big breath into your chair. Exhale, hands to heart. Lean into your left foot, come to your right tippy toes. Then flamingo your right heel to your seat. Think about staying proud with your chest. Start to lift your right knee in front of you. Then press your left foot to rise up with your right leg. Either point or flex your right foot. Take a big breath in. On exhale, begin to twist to the right side of the room, so towards your lifted leg. You can stay with hands at heart center, or you can start to spread your arms nice and wide. Try to keep your hips moving towards square to the front of the room, and just rotate from your waistline up. And one more cycle of breath here. As we return to face forward, hands come back to heart center. Figure for your right ankle on your left thigh, sinking back into your one-legged chair. And keep your right hip buoyant in line with your left, flex to your right ankle. Chest is open, collarbones are wide. Take 2 cycles of breath. On your third inhale, take as much time as you need to rise back up to your one-legged mountain pose. Reach your hands to the sky. And we'll start to exhale back through our airplane pose, taking your time, slowly start to fly. Right, think about finding energy upwards in the back of your body, so buoyancy through the back of your body. Rotate your thumbs wide to open your chest. And slow and steady high crescent lunge. Release your right toes to the earth. Reach your hands to the ceiling, big breath in. On exhale, hands come to heart center, warrior one, your right heel down to the ground. So let your right heel rotate towards that 45-ish degree angle. You square your hips forward towards the front of your yoga mat. Really anchor to the outside edge of your right foot. Option to stay here. Maybe your hands reach behind you to interlace. Finding that chest expansion, bind, puff your heart up to the sky, big breath in. On exhale, option for humble warrior. Plug your left thigh bone into your pelvis as you dive down. Head is heavy, take 1 cycle of breath. go ahead and release your hands down to the earth to frame your left foot. Spinning onto your right toes. Okay, adjust your feet as needed. You're going to press into your hands. Start to bring your left knee to your nose, pick up your left foot. Three-legged dog. Inhale, left leg to the ceiling. And your exhale, bend your knee and open through your hip into your half dog. And you relax your shoulders out of your ears, but press lengthen to your side bodies. Take an inhale. Left knee's going towards our right tricep as we exhale. Long and strong, one breath in. We stay for breath out. Fallen triangle or modified side plank. Begin to open up when you're ready. And continue that extension of your spine as you lift your hips high. Breath in. Your out breath begins your journey back to three-legged dog. Release your right hand. Inhale, lifts your left leg. On exhale, step your left foot forward to the top. Right, find your foundation for warrior two. And then as you're ready, press down into the earth to rise up your Virabhadrasana two. We allow softness to the shoulders and face, but energy reaching out through our fingertips as we take a breath here. Your next inhale, reverse your warrior, send your left hand up and back. And then on your exhale, side angle pose, keeping the length so your left side stretch forward and tip slightly down. You might start to extend your right hand overhead. And think about your pelvis pulling back towards your right heel as your rib cage and the crown of your head continue to the front of the room. Adding in that rotation through your spine, spiral your rib cage open to the ceiling. Feel your hips pressing underneath you towards the right side of your yoga mat slightly. Draw your front ribs in as you lean your torso back, so your ribs are in line with your pelvis. Start to find your reverse triangle, taking your time, root to rise energy. So no momentum, we push to lift up and back. If you need to adjust your feet at all for your triangle, take a moment to make those adjustments and then breathe in. With a slight micro bend with your left knee, you're going to exhale, reaching forward first. So as we reach forward, we draw our pelvis towards the back of our yoga mat. And then we tip into our Trikonasana. Front ribs knit in, navel to spine. Option to look up towards your right thumb as you take one more breath here. Super slow, high crescent lunge. Start to bend into your left knee. You spin onto your right toes to square your hips forward. Hug through your inner thighs for stability. Big inhale. And let your exhale sweep your hands beside you, airplane your arms. Right, reaching crescent hands go overhead for one deep breath. Exhale brings your hands down to the earth. Then take your time from the strength of your belly, Utkatasana chair pose. Bring your right foot forward. Okay, breathe in to continue your journey to chair. Breath out is going to gather your hands at heart center. Start to send your energy into your right foot. So you draw your front ribs in and lengthen your tailbone back and down. Come to your left tippy toes. Now keeping your left knee where it is relatively, just bend your left heel to your seat. So your left knee is a little bit in front of you. Slowly rise up, your left leg comes with you, hands stay at heart center. Flexor point through your left toes, take an inhale. Exhale to twist towards the left. So you rotate towards your lifted leg, get really tall through your heart and crown. If you'd like to, you might start to send your arms out wide. Really recruiting your right glute. Take one more breath here. We'll eventually start to find our way back to center. Take as much time as you want, moving towards your figure four as you're ready. Once you've created your figure four, can you offer your shape at least 2 more cycles of breath? Re-engaging through your body, reigniting through your core, slowly root to rise with your left leg, big breath in. And on exhale, you take it back through our airplane pose. And holding on to it, find your inhale. Find steadiness with exhale. One last breath in. Slow step to high crescent lunge on your breath out. Hands find their way to heart as you set up for your warrior one. So let your left heel rotate down. Okay. You always have the option to move your feet if you need to. As we find that squareness through our hips, go ahead and keep your hands at heart or decide if you want to interlace your hands behind you. Puffing your ribcage up to the sky, take an inhale. Maybe humble warrior on your exhale. You're gonna hug your right hip to the center line of the body and recommit to the lunge through your right leg. Lengthening through your spine, one breath in. And one breath out. Hands will release to the earth to frame your right foot. Unhooking your back heel, press into your hands, bring your right knee to your nose, and pick up your right foot. Good. Three-legged dog, reach your right leg high, big breath in. And downward facing dog, breath out. Inhale through your nose. And exhale out of your mouth. Using your core, walk your hands back to your feet, forward fold at the back of your yoga mat. Softening through your knees, head is heavy, tailbone tall. So we'll have one cycle of breath here. Bringing your right hand or fingertips to the earth in front of your face, or maybe to a yoga block. And start to bend into your right knee. As your left leg lengthens, twist to the left. Reach your left hand nice and high, big breath in. On our exhale, bend both of your knees, release to center. Switching sides, left hand to the earth, bend your left knee. As your right leg lengthens out, reach your right hand high, twist open to the right. Eventually allow yourself to fold back to center, both knees soften. Inhale to lift up halfway through your torso. You're gonna keep leaning slightly forward like you're looking over the edge of a cliff. And exhale to bend your knees and have a seat. Okay. So you can scooch kind of forward towards the middle of your yoga mat for now. We're going to send our legs out long to start. Actually, that's a lie. We're going to go into a butterfly first. I'm going to rotate to face you. So bringing the soles of your feet together, knees open wide. You can adjust the distance between your feet and your seat for what you want. So feet closer in is going to be a little bit more of an intense angle through the hips. Longer diamond shape is a little bit more restorative. Both are good, both are great, just depends what you want this morning. Yeah. You can either hold on to the fronts of your ankles or to your feet, or you can reach your hands up to the sky. As you inhale, think about tilting the front of your pubic bone towards the earth, tailbone towards the sky behind you. Heart gets nice and tall. Now you can work on being here just with tall posture, proud through your chest. Or if you want to, you can draw yourself forward towards a forward fold. You can keep your hands holding onto your legs, or you can reach your hands out in front of you if you're folding forwards. Try not to force your knees down with your elbows though. Taking 3 cycles of breath. Wherever you're at, think inhale is length and exhale is depth. That's not necessarily length and depth in the body, maybe that's length between the thoughts in our minds. And depth in the connection to this moment. And 1 more cycle of breath here. You might choose to stay here a little bit longer. Maybe that's what your body is requesting. If so, feel free to stay exactly as you are. Otherwise, you're going to press up to a tall spine. As you send your left leg out in front of you, nice and long, step your right foot across. Yeah. And then we're going to keep our left leg long today. If you really like the version where you bend the bottom leg in, feel free to take that for your twist instead. Hands are going to catch the front of your right knee, sit up really tall to start. And then reach your right hand to the sky with an inhale. Flex your left toes to your face. As you exhale, swim your right hand back into your twist. Your left hand can just hold on to your right knee as is, or you can use your left elbow to hook on your right thigh as you rotate. I'm going to turn to face forward so you can see this at another angle. So trying to find your best posture as you maintain the length of your spine. 1 more time to rotate around. As we turn to face forward again, keep your legs as they are for a second. You're going to walk your right foot a little bit further to the left side of the room. So your right knee comes to stack generally over your left knee. So it's like a half Gomukhasana, left leg forward. Engage through your left leg, finding the slightest microbend through your left knee. Take an inhale, sit up tall. If this in itself is already a deep enough stretch, feel free to stay. Otherwise, fold slightly forward. This can be a really intense hamstring stretch, so don't feel like you have to go very far forward here. And then take 1 breath. You want to get into your IT bend a little bit more, you can place your right hand to the inside or outside of your left leg, and then twist your left hand towards the sky. You're still engaged through your left leg and flexing your left toes back to your face. This could also even be a half bind, left hand reaching behind towards your right hip crease. Big breath in and breath out. So take your time to unravel just as you're ready. And then go ahead and send your right leg long in front of you. Bend your left knee towards your chest and step your left foot across. Plugging your thigh bones into your pelvis to help with that anterior pelvic tilt. Hands hold onto your knees to sit up tall. And then flex through your right ankle and reach your left hand to the sky, deep inhale. On your exhalation, start to swim your left hand backwards to create your twist. Decide if you want to hook your right elbow, if you want to continue to hold on with your right hand. Breathing in, create that extra space and length along your spine. And then as you breathe out, rotate and look towards the back of your yoga mat. So you turn to face forward. So moving again at the pace that feels good for you. Start to make your way into your half Gomukhasana. So you're going to walk your left foot way over towards the right. So you start to bring your knees into alignment. Really energize your right leg a lot. Find that slight microbend through your right knee. Active flex of your right foot. Sitting tall, find your inhale. You might stay here or tip forward slightly as you exhale. Feel your thigh bones pulling towards the back of your yoga mat as your heart reaches to the front. Again, you can stay square, or you can take your left hand to the earth inside or outside of your right leg and twist your right hand to the sky, or find that half bind. Once you feel complete and your hamstring stretch, start to unravel, unwind, bringing your legs out in front of you. If you want to do like a little shakeout or a windshield wiper moment, whatever reset feels good to you, add that in. And scooching forward a little bit more if you need to lay backwards. Anchor your heels into the earth. Flex your toes to the sky, using your core, sit up tall, reach up tall. Okay, begin with your inhale. And then following your exhale, slowly start to lower backwards from the strength of your belly. Once you find the earth, extend into a full body stretch, big breath in. And bring your knees to your chest with your breath out. Hands to the fronts of your knees, modified happy baby, just let your knees fall open and wide. And as your knees go wide, let the weight of your hands just take over here. And think about pressing your knees forward into your fingertips. So your arms are long. Your knees are going wide and forward, shoulders out of ears. You might slightly externally rotate your upper arm bones. So it's like trying to turn the creases of your elbows up to the sky and to spread your collarbones across your chest. You might even gently draw your shoulder blades towards each other to promote that openness across your heart. A nice big breath in. Your exhale as you bring your knees to center, Gomukhasana, right thigh on top of your left, reach down for opposite ankles or feet, and then flex your feet. If Gomukhasana doesn't work for your body, find a figure 4 right ankle on your left thigh. Now both looking into your outer right hip. Whatever shape you're in, lengthen through your right side body, and maybe take a little rock from left to right. Slow breath in. And slow breath out. Unwind your legs, just finding your way to second side, left thigh on top of right for Gomukhasana, or left ankle on top of right for figure 4. As you bring your knees in line with one another, lengthen through your left side body. You might explore some movement, or you might choose to stay in stillness. Eventually unwind your legs, bring your knees to your chest. Curl your nose up to your knees, taking a deep, deep breath in. And as you exhale, start to find your way into Shavasana, sending everything out long. Release completely into the support of the earth. And let your eyes drop shut. Once again, recognizing the importance of spaciousness, the importance of slowing down. Give yourself permission to simply be in this moment, in your body as you are. And to make room for anything that needs to rise to the surface and step forward to make its way into your awareness. After moving and breathing, allowing distractions to stay at the outskirts. We allow ourselves these last few minutes of practice to settle into pure awareness, that witnessing awareness of thought, sensation, and breath. And as we lean back to watch and to notice, we allow our body to release and relax a little bit more. If you find that your mind has started to wander away from this moment and away from your practice, gently call your awareness back to the here and now, back to sensation and breath, feeling the sensation of each inhale as it reaches wide, and the sensation of each exhale. So you feel that sense of surrender. Maybe starting to deepen your breath once again. You can choose to stay exactly as you are. If you'd like to bring your hands to your heart to close practice, maybe stack one hand on top of the other, or gather your hands at heart center into prayer. Tilting your chin towards your chest, with eyes closed, gazing towards your fingertips. Take a moment to pause in deep appreciation of the yoga practice, the wisdom you receive, the spaciousness that it connects us to, and all the insights that we get to carry with us when we step off of our yoga mat. In gratitude of our bodies and our breath, this time that we shared and the energy that we cultivated through our practice. We'll take one breath together. Deep inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. A compassion towards ourselves, each other, and all beings everywhere. May our practices serve as our teachers, leading us to live with authenticity and to love deeply each and every day. Thank you so much, and namaste.